Meenal Saxena, Speaker of the Day. It's my privilege to welcome her for today's event. Meenal is working as a group Scrum leader in digitization mission at Telstra, Australia. She has played various product ownership leadership and delivery leadership roles in her 12 plus years of professional experience. An MBA from Balaji Institute, Pune, she is also certified in product ownership and Scrum Master. She also contributes to mentoring others with Telstra to enhance their performance and accelerate career growth. She facilitates program increments across multiple teams to orchestrate the group's roadmap and maintain agile momentum. Without taking much of the time, I'll hand over the stage to Meenal, and this would be a welcome from one Meenal to another. Over to you, Meenal.
Thank you, Meenal. I hope I'm audible to
Yes.
everyone. Thank you all. Thanks for introducing me. I will share my screen. Um, Please let me know if you are able to view my screen.
Yes, we can.
Thank you. So I think Meenal has introduced me very beautifully. So thank you so much, Meenal, for that. As Meenal mentioned, that I'm Group Scrum Lead in Telstra, Australia, having 12 plus year of experience in IT, delivering medium to large size programs. And in this session, particularly, I wanted to discuss with you what is large program and how we generally manage stakeholders and conflict resolution in large program. So to begin with, I wanted to understand from all of you, what do you understand by large program? Any idea? Anyone? No?
Collection of
So,
projects,
sorry?
collection of multiple projects.
Okay, yes. Any
A
anyone
program
else?
which lasts for more than 3 years or 2 years.
Hmm? Yes. Anyway, yes.
Yeah, high
Anyone else?
complexity, long duration, multiple stakeholder projects.
Absolutely correct. Yes. So as you guys mentioned, it's absolutely correct. Any project which is more than 1 to 2 years, having high complexity, and consist of more than one team, right? I would say more than 10 teams. That would be your large program. And it's required a very coordinated strategy and activities to achieve the final outcome, timelines, and customer expectation. So for that, I just wanted to give an example what a large program is. Let's say building a spaceship for a space mission. That's a large program. And why so? Because it requires so many teams. It requires your design team, your engineering team, your chemical team, your IT team, your launch team, your testing team, and all those, right? There are so many teams, and it's not like they can work in their isolated way. They have to work together. They have to work for a single vision of the whole company. They have to work for a timeline which is a designated a sign for that launch of that spaceship. So they have to work in coordinated way, but they have to work you know uh, in their stream, but in a coordinated way, not in the silos. Yes. So that's the complexity of a large program, that you have to manage so many teams, so many variables to achieve a dedicated product or outcome. So as a as a project manager, or as a group scrum lead, you have to manage that delivery. That's your role is. Um, and to do that, you have to face so many variables uh, in the large program. So to start with, I would say uh, there are I I categorize them into the four things. And when you are delivering a large program, you have to consider four things. First and most important is your market landscape variable, right? So it contains your geographical coverage, your regulations, your economic fluctuation, your sustainability, global trade, right? For example, uh, you want to launch an electric car in India, say in Pune location, then it's a large program, right? Because why I would say large program, you have to build a electric car. For that, you need a design team, you need a mechanical team, you need some electronics team to fit, that all those things, all that dashboards and all those things, and then your marketing team, your branding team, everything, right? Everyone is required for a successful launch of electric car in Pune, India. But to do that, you have to understand the geography of that area. Okay, we are investing so much money, but does Pune require electric vehicle now? Whether what are the rules and regulations we have to take consideration or approved by the India before launching anything in India, right? And then we have to understand the economic fluctuation, whether how India is doing economically, whether Indian people afford it, not afford it, all those things, right? So before investing anything, you have to understand those variables. You can't just start large program just because you want to do something, right? You have to assess whether is there any benefit, or is there any benefit in doing so or not. So market landscape is the foremost important criteria, I would say, before starting anything new. That is very large in area. The second thing is your stakeholder variable. Okay, so you have to manage so many stakeholders. Your board of director, your stakeholders, your investors, your suppliers, partners, your vendors, and all those things, right? So the same thing. Like if you want to build an electric car, you will think, can we build that in India only? Okay, yes, we can. We have to take the buy-in from our investors, right? Said no, instead of building it in Japan or in Germany, I want to build that car in India. But for that, I need your, blessings with money, and then we have to understand the industry regulation. Okay, what things we have to follow in India differently, right? In terms of the machinery and all, we have to understand whether our partners and vendors are ready there to build that car. We have to collaborate with someone in India, right, who knows the Indian dynamics. Then the third, which lead to a third one, I would say, the technology landscape. It's not necessarily required for each and every industry, but it is very critical one for nowadays. AI is coming. Uh, not every company can use the AI, right? It comes with cost, but now technology is also a very critical part in delivering a large project. You have to understand whether you want to deliver something with how much investment you want to do in that in terms of technology. You want to build a multi level car parking. For that also you need a crane, you need a good quality of cement, you need a good quality of tools and everything to build all those things, machinery. Uh, but you have to think whether it's available, okay, with how much cost, whether that cost is justifiable with the end products, all those things, right? And let's say if you want to give a new website, then you can come up with a new technology with the AI. We are having so many, right? Chatbots and all those things, but do we really have that much traffic coming in your website that you have to use that all those AIs? All those things you have to understand before planning phase of the whole large program. And the last but the most critical one, the consumer landscape, whether your consumers are ready to accept that new program or new product, right? After that timeline, if you are launching a new car, you have to understand whether what's the price range consumer can afford. If let's say you want to give a top market, you have done all your research, you are going with India, yes, all good, market landscape variable done. My investors are happy. I have my sponsors. I have my vendors, suppliers. Everyone is ready in India. That's good. I'm going to use a high tech AI technology that my car will drive by itself and all those things. But it comes with a cost, right? Whether our consumer are ready with that cost, really, it will cost 60 lakh, 70 lakh. Can we afford it? No. Then what's the usage of that? So all those things we have to understand when we are, when we are starting or we are planning any large program, and that you have to understand while framing the objective of that program, then dividing the objectives, then timelines and the end products and all those things, right? uh, and as a project manager or as a group scrum lead, that's your role to understand it and make them uh, make them understand by everyone, and and discuss that before initiating anything, right? So that's what I wanted to say. And in what's the difference between agility and the traditional method? I am coming from an agile environment. I'm practicing agile from last 10 years. My company, I'm managing large program with the agile model only, right? And why I say agile is more sustainable and good as compared to traditional, because of all the variables we just discussed. Let's say we want to launch something, but in traditional uh, project management model, we have to plan, we have to give the planning phase, then we have to give the build phase, then we have to build the test phase, and then actual launch. By that time, the whole year or the 2 years gone, and now the market change, like economic, dynamic, everything change, consumer needs change, and whatever we have planned is now no use. So we have wasted all those efforts in terms of your time, in terms of resources, in terms of money. So that's why the agility is very helpful nowadays, because just build, deploy, get feedback, build again if it's not working, right? And that's how you can make a very sustainable product, I would say. Uh, and when I say agility at scale, that means that you have to embed that discipline, that agility discipline in each and every layer of the organization. It doesn't work that your CEO and your CFO working an agile methodology, they know what agile is, but your actual ground team, which is your development team, doesn't know about agile. They just work on, traditional way. No, it doesn't work. It should be like in each and every layer, the agility should come as a discipline, as a behavior. Everyone should be aware that our single motto is a delighted customer. And delighted customer comes with, a best product. And how will best product will come? When we engage our customers more in the whole development cycle. So the motto of Agile is not, giving something or giving any product to the customers, but it's more of a how we can value our customer first, then the cost. How we value our people. When I say our people, our vendors, our suppliers, our resources more, as compared to, the time required to deliver end-to-end project. And for that, we generally recommend that when you are delivering a large project, you have the end-to-end objective. I want to create a spaceship. That's my end goal, my company vision. But that vision have to divide into smaller chunks, which can easily deliverable for the feedback. Okay, and but will work by the different teams, as I mentioned, the whole spaceship. Okay, divide it. First, we divided. I want to come up with a spaceship design that is assigned to your engineering team. That will come with the whole engineering, module, how it's going to look, and that they will consult it with the product team. Okay, what technology we can use? Can we use aluminum? Can we use iron? Can we use something else to make it? So that's how you can divide it and you can deploy it. When I say deploy it, just launch it. Just say, build the design with this product. Is it working? It's looking good. Yes, all good from in terms of cost and all those things. Good. Check. Let's work on the next, objective. So the whole thing is divide your whole company objective into small chunks of objective or small chunks of, deliverable products, I would say. And that's how you can achieve the agility. Uh, you will have a proper rhythm in your delivery. In some companies, it's 2 sprints. In some companies, it consists of 4 sprints. So it's up to you how you want to deliver based on your need, based on your company product, and complexity of the product and the timeline, right? But that's how you define the end-to-end timeline. That okay, if I want to deliver XYZ product, I have to divide it, um, the whole product into 4 modules. Each module consists of a PI. One PI consists of, let's say, 4 sprints, and one sprint consists of 2 weeks. So that's how you can, map the timeline, and you can say, okay, my first MVP product, minimum viable product, would be available to you at the end of 2 PI, which is 6 months, because I say 1 PI 3 months. Okay, 6 months. After 6 months, you will have a minimum viable product. Check how customer is feeling that or absorbing that, taking it. If it's all good, good. Enhance it. Ask your customer what else you want in this, and then again work to revise that. Okay, so that's the agility. Now, I'm talking about agility and the dividing all those things, customer needs, and all those things. But why it is required? Why alignment matters? Any idea? Anyone? Why alignment matters in everything?
Alignment is
Because
important because we would know if we are on the right track or not, and every time we would come to know that okay, this is what customer is needing and we are serving him better.
Absolutely correct. That's why alignment matters. Because as we mentioned, right, a large program comes with so many variables. If we'll not align everything together, then we are losing too much. We are losing the brand, right? We are losing the resource cost. We are losing the time, we are cost and customer expectations, everything, right? Uh, let's say if Tata is saying that next year in February, I'm launching a car which is very friendly to customers, good for environment, and friendly, friendly in terms of the money also. But then, for somehow, Tata is not able to deliver that in February. They are delivering it in August next year with a high cost based on like what they promised. Then obviously we are hitting a trust on Tata, right? Then no one will trust from next time. We are damaging a brand that no, now from now, oh no, I don't trust Tata. Whatever they say, they don't deliver, right? So that's why we have to understand why alignment matters, right? If you don't align everything, then you are hitting the brand reputation. That's the most critical one. Your deadlines, your cost, right? You are investing something, and if it's no use, then what's of delivering it, right? What's the point of building it, right? Then the cost of misalignment. The cost of misalignment is you have missed the opportunity, right? You have developed something which is required by customers, but then you have taken so much time in planning and developing it that when your actually product is ready to consume by the consumers, consumers don't need it. They need something else. So it means you have wasted the whole effort, the money, and your resources, your people, your vendors. They are very demotivated, right? They have worked so hard in delivering that, and they are not getting the results. And that's why the cost of misalignment is much higher. And that's why, as a project manager, as a group scrum lead, you have to manage the expectation. You have to manage the timeline, right? You have to always, you have to always align everything so that we are delivering on the right time, not and we are following the timelines of the product which we have decided when we started it, right? And that's all the benefit of alignments, right? We happy customers, happy resources, profits, saving monies, all those things. These are the benefits of alignment, right? And how to achieve all these alignments? Agility, as I mentioned. Divide your objective into small parts. Deliver your small parts. It's not only deliver, get the feedback, check the results, Your reporting and results are very important. How your product is doing, right? So that is also important for the future strategies and all, right? So in agile terms, we have initiatives, epics, capabilities. So same thing, divide your whole OKR into initiatives, four initiatives. For one initiative consists of four capabilities. Capabilities aligned to different teams. Let's say in space program. Okay, one objective is one initiative. We called it design spaceship model. It consists of four capabilities. One capability assigned to design team. They are going to sketch it. One capability assigned to product team. They are going to research on the product. What product we are going to use? Steel, iron, anything else. One capability assigned to, let's say, IT team. They have to understand how to design the cockpit of that spaceship. What all things we have to do. So like this, we have divided into three capabilities. Now, those capabilities will be divided into further smaller chunks. Epics. So, design theme epic would be first design the interior. Second epic, design the exterior. Okay. So that's how you can deliver smaller products. So just for example, design team deliver the interior uh, sketch into done, deployed, check, for the feedback. CEO, investors, consumer says, yes, it's good. It looks good. Okay, proceed further. They'll or then they will do the next level of sketching. If they are getting a feedback, no, we feel that it should have two more chairs, blah blah blah, then they can enhance the sketch, right? Then and there. They don't have to wait for a final product to do all those enhancements. And that's how you can achieve your alignment. Okay. Uh, Now I'll quickly move to the stakeholder management, which is I think the main topic I have said I wanted to discuss with you guys. So stakeholder management. There are three or four steps for which generally we help us, or I generally explain everyone on how to manage your stakeholders. First and most important step is identify your stakeholders. Okay, because that is very critical. If you are not identify them correctly, you are not going to manage them correctly. Okay, so divide your stakeholders between internal and externals. So this is very high level. I'm saying internal stakeholders are your program managers, project managers, your departments, suppliers, clients, management, HR, employees, right? And your externals would be customers, financial markets, extra clients, so politics, laws, these on high level. But if I'll understand um, a very small company, let's say a company who generally product or a brand, let's say launch new shopping website. Let's say, just take an example, shopping website. So for that, who all are your internal customers? Your internal customers would be um, your content team, your social media team, your IT team, your HR team. Okay, these are your internal team. Who are your external stakeholders? So for that, your external stakeholders would be, sorry, your customers. The laws, because when you are selling something, I'm sure you have to take some approval on some things, right? That uh, that you are selling all those things. So these are your external um, stakeholders. So that's how you have to divide your stakeholders between the internal and externals. And why is it important? Because of this grid. So this grid is very important, which I wanted to, explain you. Divide when you identify your customers or stakeholders, divide them based on their influence and power and interest. And then you will have the four quadrant, whether if they are having more influence and power, but they are less interested in day-to-day work of your project, then just satisfy them. It's their meet their needs. Okay. If they are highly influential, they have powers, but and more interest, right? Because they're interest in day to day, how the progress of the project going on. Then you have to manage them. They are your key players. If they are less interested and less influential, just monitor them. How they are least important. Just it's not like neglect them. Just monitor them how they are doing. And someone is more interested how your project is going on, but they don't have a power or influence or to change anything in your project. That is more of an informed kind of stakeholders. Just show consideration to them. Okay. So for example, I have taken that website one, right? So manage. So there, so who will be the key players on that? The CEO of that website, right? The main content creator of that website, the CEO of the website, right? So those are the key players where they are influential. They can change the look and feel of the website. They can change, the funding and all. So that's why they are very critical players. They have influence and they have interest how we are going with the website creation. Are we on track? Not track? What's the technical issue we are facing, right? So that's why we have to manage them. Then inform them they are the developers who are actually doing developing, right? Creating the website, the Java developers, all the website developers and all. Uh, the project manager, the scrum masters of that team, right? So they don't have influence in changing any of the timeline or everything, but they want to be informed because they are actually doing the groundwork. So they have to be informed if anything changing, right? So uh, show consideration towards it. Monitor, I would say, your customers, right? Just show them, just inform they don't have influence nor interest when your website is coming, but we have to inform them, right? Just so that so that yes, the new shopping website is coming in 2 months and 3 months. Just inform them and then satisfy. Like they have the influence and power, but not interest. So the HR and all those board members, right? So who are actually investing in your company. So board members, I would say. So that's how you can, divide your stakeholders into the grid. Then plan the communication of your stakeholders. Based on these grid, you have to plan how to communicate with them, right? Each grid will have a separate or different communication mechanism based on the interest. Okay, so that is very critical. So we have to plan your engagement and channel activities. For example, the management, they are highly influential and interested, right? So what communication plan we have to made with them? I would think of, okay, we'll have a bi-weekly meeting with them to show how the progress of the project, how we are doing, right? And then for the customers or who monitor or satisfy one, we can just have a newsletter published, right? That this is what coming, something like that. For inform one, we can have a daily stand up, weekly stand up, weekly delivery call meeting, all those things, right? So that's how you can plan the stakeholder communication based on the interest of that stakeholder. And then the last step is stakeholder engagement. This is nothing but how you are implementing the third step, communication one, right? Stakeholder communication. So, and it's like how you are implementing it, and it's not only just you have informed once and that's it. That end the statement. I don't have to do anything. No, you have to take feedback from them. Are you okay with the amount of meetings we are having? Are you okay the intervals? Do you want to change the format of meeting? What else we can do so that you would be highly informed and you feel connected with us, right? So all those things you have to discuss with the feedback with your stakeholders on this engagement plan. You have to progressively monitor how everything is going in terms of reporting and all, right? So just check with them. If we'll share the reports with you, then are you okay with that? Okay, then what sort of reports you want in our communications plan? So all those things you have to, you know, manage in the engagement form. So I think it's enough of me talking. Now I want to understand from you guys what you have understood from the stakeholder management. So let's consider a case study. A leading telecom company, XYZ, wants to launch an upcoming 5G mobile network across the country. So let's start with, I want to understand from you guys, identify the stakeholders involved in this scenario. Anyone who will be the stakeholders involved in this case study, or sorry, in this scenario?
Government.
Yes. Who else?
Users who are going to use the network.
Yes.
The device provider companies, because they will also have to change their technology to 5G, right?
Yes, very much. Who else?
I think
The
the
SI
regulatory body.
Yes.
The regulatory
Yes.
body, TRAI.
Yes.
The SI integration partners who are involved in the 5G rollout.
Yes.
Vendors.
Absolutely. So I think we have guessed everything is correct. Yes. Yes. So now assess them. Let's go back to this grid. Now, can you help me to understand in this grid, where will the regulation and regulation stakeholder come in this grid?
Manage.
Key players manage.
Under high influence or power and high interest.
Yes. And now, where will your vendors or your technology partners come?
Satisfy.
Why satisfy?
Because again, they are more interested in the project, right? I mean, and directly influence around the success of the project.
Okay, but I would say they are informed because they are more interested, but they don't have influence, right? They are just vendors to us. We are paying them to do our work. Okay, then where will I think local community will come. I'm sure there would be local activists and all, right, who will say 5G will destroy the environment.
Monitor.
Monitor.
Okay, I would say satisfy. The reason I'm saying this satisfy because they are influential. They can come up with a lots of a law and all those things. We have to stop it. The whole implementation if they have um, so much against with that 5G things, right? So we have to inform them that yes, whatever we are doing, it's not impacting and all those things. That's why we have to satisfy them that yes, we are doing everything correctly. Your customers, although, will come as a monitor. You just have to inform them 5G is coming. So that would be your monitor thing, I would say. So well done. You guys have understood correctly. I think I've done right thing. So yes, so that's how you identify, you assess, and then communicate. How you are going to communicate it. So how you are going to communicate with the regulation team in the whole 5G launch. How you are going to communicate with the regulations team.
Scheduling regular meetings with them.
Yes,
Weekly.
absolutely correct. Yes. scheduling regular meeting with them. How you want to communicate with the local activist. We can have a newsletter, you know, or a letter, something going to them that we have done this much part, and see there is no impact on environment and all those things, right? We can have a quarterly meeting with them, I would say, just to show how we are doing with all the statistics and data. Um, then we can have how we can communicate with our vendors, our technology partners. uh, I would say on weekly basis, right? Because they are our technology partners. We have to understand each and every time how uh, how far they are, right? Like how much they have built, how much they have, uh, um, how much antennas they have put. I would say how all those things, right? And so that's something. Uh, that's how I communicate with my vendors, my technology partners, with the consumers. I will just have the radio announcements or some ads or something coming, right? With the help of marketing team, some posters, 5G is coming in Pune, 2024, 2025, something like that, right? So we are still in progress that we can do on, monthly, quarterly basis. So that's how you can communicate with your customers. So that's how the whole stakeholder management, work. And that's how you identify, assess, communicate, and engage. So these are the four steps generally you do in the stakeholder management. Now I'll quickly move to the conflict resolution in Agile. Conflict is very normal thing. It's not happen only in projects. It happens in our day-to-day life. If two people, more than two people living in a roof, obviously conflict will come because everyone have their thought process, their separate interest, how they want to implement things. Everything is different, right? So that's why the conflict come. And for as a project manager or as a group scrum lead, that's your very critical role or job, how you can manage that conflict, right? You have to work for a company objective, not for your individual objective, right? That's an important thing which each and every person or team members have to understand. And as a project manager, you have to make them understand that you have to work for a company objective, not for your objective, what you want. And that's how you can manage your the conflict, right? And what I understood is that uh, conflict can come from two types, right? Either you can anticipate a potential conflict based on your experience and all those things, right? You can anticipate what all stakeholders can create a conflict, right? Due to dependencies and all. So that's one of the things. For example, uh, let's say in 5G company, right? I know that when I'm going to launch the 5G, I know that local activists will come to have the conflict. No, you can't deploy 5G. You are destroying the environment. So I know I can anticipate that conflict will come. So I have to be ready how I can build that trust with them. That's the one source. The second source is you don't know, but some conflict has arisen, right? Between the vendors and your technical team and your marketing team. Conflict arise. Now you have to understand what happened there, right? And for that you have to build a trust. How you can build a trust? By actively listening them. You have to be neutral. You have to listen both the parties, what happened, understand the root cause, their interest and all those things, what's happened, their expectation, scope, and all those things. Build the trust that you are neutral, you are not biased with anyone else, right? So you have to build that trust with both the parties before resolving any conflict, right? Then involve and empower stakeholders. How we can do that? Engage your stakeholders in your meetings, your decisions, and everything, right? Appreciate them, recognize them. Yes, we hear you. Okay, so once the conflict arises, have the separate meetings with them and then facilitate a meeting with both the parties together. Let them voice what they wanted to say, right? Hear them. Make them hear themselves, okay? Then negotiate and compromise. So for that, we have a model. Generally, as a project manager or as a group scrum lead, your role should be to lead everyone in the collaborating area, win-win. If it's not happening, then either you have to resolve it or you have to escalate it, right? You can't just say win or lose competition in most of the things. The reason is if someone win and someone lose, but at the end the whole project lose, what's the point of that? Nothing. So you have to make them understand, as I said, what's the company objective is, what we want to understand, what we want to achieve, and what is the middle point where both the teams are aligning and agreeing with the approach, right? So you have to come up with that win-win model, and that's how you can resolve it. If you are not able to resolve the conflict, you have to escalate it obviously to your higher authorities and higher management. But in most of the cases, I would say avoid escalating. Try to resolve it. Try to understand it. Uh, in one of my experiences, I would say I'm from telecom company, right? That's what I'm saying. In my experience, I had one conflict where my operations team, my call centers team have raised a concern with the network team because they are getting so many calls related to outages of the calls and all those things, and they are saying network team is not working. But and even I can see the amount of the calls and the number of incidents towards outages are more in last 2 3 months. So then I have spoken to my network team. What happened? They told me that they are running short of resources because of COVID, and then they are going to lay out a new antennas, like new devices or something for better signals and all. And for that, uh, they are not able to manage the current outages. They have to, they don't have a workforce, they don't have a proper technology, and due to that, it's lacking something. So um, that's their pain point. But when I listened to the operations team, they were also right. Like, yes, we are getting so many calls, and each call consists of money. So yes, they are also correct. So then I facilitated the meeting between the two. Okay, let's discuss together, come up with a plan how we can achieve it. Our plan is happy customers. That's our end goal is. That's it. And how to make a happy customer. So for that, we have to give a good customer services. Totally agree. They both agreed on that. So we come up with a strategy that will prioritize the incidents into step one, step two. Step one incidents would be fixed quickly, let's say in 2 to 4 hours, so that our customers would be happy. And then meanwhile, our operations teams will inform the customers that we are deploying a new devices and all. You will get these new services or good services in a very short period of time and blah blah blah, so that you can inform your customers that they'll not call you for the escalations and everything. And that's how we were able to achieve the good customer satisfaction. In 6 months down the time, we come up with how we can anticipate the potential outages and all. We come up with the whole networking thing and all those things, but in 6 or 7 months we achieved a great customer satisfaction results. Very less calls and less incidents. So that's how you have to manage the conflict. So what I did, I just hear both the voices. What happened? What's the pain point? And then I make them realize that we have to work on a single objective. And they both agreed that what is the single objective of the company? Happy customers. Okay, how to do that? And now I asked them how to do that. So they only gave me all the resolution points, and then at the end we have resolved the conflict. We come with a collaborating strategy, win-win strategy, right? So that's how you manage the conflict in any way. I would not say agile in every area, right? So I think enough of talking by me in conflict resolution. Now let's come up with a case study. So this case study is that the scenario is that a marketing company experiencing a conflict between a social media team and a content creation team. over a new campaign. Okay. So it's like that the content creation team developed a visually stunning and informative content, um, including image, videos, blog, everything, for all the demography, all the uh, age groups and all. But our social media team having concerns with some of the content sustainability with respect to social media platforms because of their length, format, and the audience. They want to um, if they want to target a particular audience, not all audience and all. So that was the conflict. Now I wanted to understand from you guys, if you are the project manager or the group scrum lead for this company, how are you going to manage this conflict between the social media team and the content creation team? Anyone? I hope not everyone is sleeping. I'm not sure. I'm sure I'm not that bored.
No.
Uh,
Yeah, I agree that actually being a Scrum Master, this the- this is a conflict that needs to be resolved by maybe I think the head of marketing. Being a Scrum Master, we can have all these stakeholders um, group for a team meeting and discuss their concerns, and maybe facilitate the meeting. But I don't think we can be decision makers as to who should be doing what and what is the best route forward on this.
Uh, yeah, so I would say we don't have to make decisions, right? So let them decide what they want to do, right? We have to facilitate it. We have to make them realize what's the end goal of that company, right? So in this company, the end goal is we have to launch a new campaign for our new project, right? It's just that they are having a different way of launching the campaign, right? Our content team want to launch it with images, which is, you know, understand by all age group, whereas our social media team wants to come up with some jazzy content, right? Hashtag blah 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 for our youth and all, right? So if if I would be the project manager there, what I will do is just, invite them in a room, understand the issue. I understand the issue. They want the jazzy content. Social media team, content team want a content which is acceptable by all age group. Okay, then I would ask them, okay, what is the main motive, or I would say agenda behind that campaign? And obviously they will say happy customers. Okay, then what to do that? Then I'll try to come up with them a midpoint, right? A strategy where we have a content not so lengthy, the full paragraph and all, but not so hashtag kind thing also, right? Come up with a midpoint, which would be acceptable by both social media team and the content creation team, and then just present it to customer. I like if I would be there, I would say, okay, just come up with some mid-level content so that we can post it in social media and other advertisement marketing things, and then let's take a customer feedback how they are trending it. If they are good, all good. We don't need to cut it short more, right? It's acceptable by all audience. If it's not working, we'll modify it, right? So that's how we can resolve this whole conflict. um, anyone wants to add any point on this? Any different thinking how they have resolved this? I think silence is gold. So what I'm saying is correct. So no worries. So let's move to so the my ending note that Implementing a large program is always, successful and easy to do that if we are embracing the agility in a right way. Okay, so use agile methodology for hard and complex work with a dedication, disciplined approach, right? Agile is not, as I mentioned here also, agile is not a journey. Okay, agile is a journey, not a destination. Sorry. So embrace and try to enjoy each and every learning, every step of your journey. Okay, and it's a framework which nowadays everyone is recommending for delivering large products for the better outcome. So that's that's all from my side. Thank you for listening me.
Presenting you the certificate of appreciation.
Thank you.